Hi, out there in the YouTube world, the Zodiacs, and I'm gonna go through what each of them mean. How it would apply to you as a people, and you as a person. I'm gonna start with Aries. It's the ram. It's also a fire element, and it's also ruled by Mars. These people are all about action. So they're gonna jump into situations. They're all about energy, and they're all about initiation. They're all about drive and identity and selfhood. And if you do not have lots of energy, that's your problem from their perspective. Because if you can't keep up to them, well, they're not gonna slow down for you. If it's too hot in the kitchen, get out of the kitchen. They're very strong-willed. They're all about the mind. Because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and in case you didn't know this, each zodiac, not only do they rule a place up in the sky, but they rule part of our body. And guess what one Aries rules? The head. Number 2, Taurus, the bull. And you know what's really cool about Taurus? That's me. I'm sun sign Taurus, so I can give you the personal in-depth discovery of what it's like to be a Taurus. Taurus can be a little slow, gotta be honest. We're a little materialistic, I got my $1,000 gold bracelet. That's a little bit materiality, huh? Can be a little lazy at times, slow to make decisions. But we're very, very loving, and we're probably one of the most loyal of the zodiacal signs, because every zodiacal sign gets attributes kind of contrary to the one just previous to it. And because Aries is all about action and initiation and just rushing into things, Taurus has learned the life lessons from the previous sign. You have to remember that, is that you learn the lessons from the previous. And the most relevant lessons are the ones that are directly before your sun sign zodiac, okay? So, I don't like to rush into things. People push me and I'm just I don't want to go. And Taurus rules the throat. That's the part of the body, because it goes down in the zodiac. And as we go lower and lower, Taurus is ruled by Venus. So it's all about beauty and love and harmony and... Oh, and Taurus, being of the earth element, is very, very 5 senses, okay? So we're all about the earth domain, luxuries and, kind of taking it easy. But it's also about the value of things in the etheric dimension. You get to enjoy life, relaxing, just lying on the shore of a beach in some grass on a nice sunny day with a little bit of a breeze, but not too much so that it's not chilly, but just enough so that it's the perfect balance, not too hot, not too cold. That is a good day for a Taurus. Gemini. Yeah, they're the only one that get a song. You know why? Because that's my moon sign. And that's how you think. That's a totally different thing. So go and look that up if you want. Your moon sign. But Gemini is about knowledge, thought, awareness, and diversity. Now, Gemini is the twins, okay? And it's one of the more juvenile of the zodiacs. And it's ruled by Mercury, which is the god of communication. Being the twins, they can also be very wishy-washy because it's a dualistic sign. So you might be all oh, I gotta be like this, and have a specific way to do it. And then you're no, you don't have to do it that way at all. Totally up to you. Gemini is an air sign, so they're all about the mind. But Gemini, even though it's about the mind and the etheric realm, it's rules the arms, okay? And the reason that it rules the arms is because they're all about doing stuff. You know what I mean? And not in the sense of Aries, where they actually go out there and do it. But Gemini like to freaking think. all of the infinite possibilities, that is Gemini. That's just like, we could be researching and learning about whatever is of our interest at that particular time, and it's always changing because it's a very fluid sign, like being dualistic with the twins. So like, months ago might have been studying something, and then now you're studying something completely different. And you look back and you're like, why was I interested so much in that? I was like obsessed with Tesla. And now it's just like, yeah, it's Tesla, I understand that. Cancer. You know, they named the most horrible disease after your sign. Why do you think that is? Because it's so emotional, like having to deal with cancer. They're the crab. So they got this like hard exterior, but they're real soft inside. Are they ever? They're probably one of, I know I mentioned Taurus is like a romantic zodiac, but so is Cancer. So when it comes to like family domain and like having a family, they can be one of the best types of parents out there. They know the emotional needs of their children, and they would have a very deep understanding of the emotional connections that exist in relationships. Cancer is linked to the moon. It's the only sign that is ruled by the moon. The nurturing essence that's coming from the moon is also ever waxing and waning, going up and down. So you could say Cancers could be a little moody. If Cancer people can like see that in themselves and learn to like nurture that ability that they have of like helping people emotionally, then they can really grow as a person. Number 5, Leo. Raw! That's what they're all about. You know why? Because they're the only zodiac sign that is ruled by the sun. They just radiate energy. Well, they're more like proud of it because they're like, yeah, I got the fire, and you're gonna hear me roar. Kind of like the Aries sign. This is now the second fire sign. They're being ruled by the sun. That kind of egocentric that Aries had, well, Leo kind of amplifies that. Have you ever heard of the term heliocentric? Helio, sun, centric, center, sun center. Oh my god, I translated it for you. Because just like the sun can't, it's not the sun's fault that everything revolves around the sun. And it's not the sun's fault that it radiates all this energy, this glowing, loving energy. That's just what it does. And every person has unique traits built in them, and that's one that is built in Leo. One thing I also remember about Leo is they got really big hair. They're Leo the lion. Number 6. Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Kind of like Gemini, except now we're bringing it into a more mature element. Virgo is at the time of the year when it's the harvest. They harvest the wheat. That's the symbol. Only the best of the best, you know. You don't keep the grain that is expired. And they analyze. They're all about analyzing. So like, Virgos might really notice what's wrong with you. And it's not really their fault, because they're just doing it to help. But they're going to point it out to you. And they're very educated people, so from their perspective, however they dictate your actions should be, well, you should do that. Virgo the Virgin. Libra the Balance. It's also ruled by Venus, kind of like Taurus. Except Libra is more of about the balancing, because there are the scales. So their lovey-dovey energy is more in a party element. Everyone's happy and laughing and just having a good time. Libras want to keep harmony, so like, you gotta talk about the roses and the flowers. You don't want to be talking about no poverty or any of that kind of stuff, because that is just going to wreck dinner for a Libra. Because they're like, what happened to the roses? If something is wrong, they're going to also be able to see that it's wrong. But they can also be kind of contrary or contradictory to themselves. So they'll be able to see both sides of an argument. So they can also be a little indecisive in their actions or slow to take action, because they just know so many things about so many different perspectives. Just like, it's hard for them to pin down any decision. But when they have pinned it down, oh my god, They have picked their decision. Scorpio. Scorpios are deep. They got a stinger, because if you're within reach of that stinger, you might get stung. They can be a little bitter. They can be a little reclusive. They can be a little secretive. You know, have you ever wondered why Scorpio has that M symbol? They're mystery. And that little stinger on the end? Yeah, that's to hurt you. To sting you and to make you learn from your past mistakes. You can see the bad in the world right away. So you're not as, I don't know, bubbly or like airheaded as some of the signs like Gemini, who can see just love and light and la la la. And you have to be able to be serious to be around Scorpio. They're like the ocean, and it runs deep. But they don't necessarily show it, because Scorpio is the warriors. And they are very emotional too. Maybe even more so than a Cancer. But you'll never ever know it. Number 9, Sagittarius. They are the centaur. Okay? Huh? And they're also the last of the fire element. So they are fun. They are the party people. They want to travel. They want to go here, they want to go there, they want to go there. They want to learn. And then they want to go home and they just want to think about it. These people will respect and have a high reverence for intelligence. And they will seek that out in other people. And they are very tactile. They can be a little not spiritual. So, especially with knowledge, they're going to want it written down. They're going to want it in a book. They're going to want some validation to that belief. Capricorn. These people are strong. And when I say strong, I mean watch out. So they're about higher education. They're about learning. They'll be about places of power. So they're going to be your policeman. Capricorn also rules the bones. So they like getting down to the core of an issue. And they can see things from like a higher perspective, because they're good workers. Like when they walk around, they're almost like looking at themselves, thinking like there's a mirror around them, and they're just like, yeah, I'm fucking awesome. Now, if things aren't in line, like if things have gone wrong, then oh my god, they can see it. But they also are really good, like kind of manipulators, not in a bad way. Like they take the actions that are necessary to move forward in a physical life. Aquarius. Aquarius is the water bearer. And they are the last of the air elements. They're all about communication. They're all about higher thinking. One might even think they're from the frickin' future. They're very good at helping you understand past beliefs. They rule friendship. Except it's more in a way that's just everybody. Like, I love everybody. Doesn't matter who they are. And even when they do something horrible or bad, well, that's just a little shadow in the world, but there's just so much sunlight out there that why would you let that bother you about people? These people are really smart. And the Aquarius people also will tend to have like a specific area of knowledge that they are just really good at. One of their talents is to be able to see the interconnections with people in like a loving, kind, compassionate way that doesn't rank people. And then number 12, the last of the zodiac signs. It is Pisces. So Pisces, being the fishes, swimming in opposite directions, kind of like Gemini, can be kind of bipolar. Like they might have like a good boy, bad boy complex, but they might have other complexes where they're kind of struggling in the decision because they don't know what way to swim. It's a super fish. And they're all about that rest, you know? Because it can be draining, like having to deal with people. Like yes, they're interconnected because we're all one. Thank you for watching my video. I do enjoy it. Please leave me some comments and some feedback on what else you want me to do. I really appreciate it. And look at my other videos. They're down there. Or they'll be here when the video ends, when it shows related videos. I have lots. And subscribe and like and do all that kind of stuff.